Welcome to my channel. In today's episode, I will be talking about entitled marriage and war. Yes, you heard me right. Entitled marriage and war. You will be wondering how does it go? I will explain to you how entitled marriages leads to war. So, let's dive into it. But before I say anything, I want to tell you the meaning of entitled. If you don't know, entitled is believing in oneself to be deserving of special treatment. That is the meaning of entitled. When somebody believes in themselves that they are special in treatment, they should be treated specially. That's what it means. So let's dive into it. Do you know that most people get into marriages, get married just because they want to be entitled to everything that man has? That's all. They are not going into that marriage for the right reasons. They are not going into that marriage for what marriage is called. But they are going into these marriages just because they want to be entitled to everything that that person owes. Just because they want to be entitled to be treated special. Just because they want to be entitled as a high ticket person. But I will also tell you this. Another meaning of entitled is arrogance and self-importance. That's another meaning. So if you're going into marriage just because you think or you tell yourself that you are entitled to everything that that marriage brings, is you are just an arrogant person. Also, you think you're self-important. You are not. All you're doing is damaging the future of your generation. That's what you're doing if you don't know. So when it comes to marriages, everybody that goes through marriage, the men, the women that goes through marriage, more especially the women. The men are few, but the women are most of it. They go into these marriages because they want to be entitled to everything that this man has. That's all the reason they go into the marriage for. They want to be entitled to his life. They want to be entitled to his money. They want to be entitled to all his shares, 50-50. And they also want to be entitled to the man's car. They don't care. They don't mind if they want to leave, cut the car into two. Like slash the car into two. They think that they're entitled to the half of that car. But what I want to explain to you today is that when you go into marriage, entitled marriage leads to war in the future. And I'll break it down to you once more. When you have a child, a boy and a girl, and they are in this marriage with you, in this holy matrimonial with you, and after 1 year or 2 years, you decide you want a divorce. I don't care how you get this child, even though you had this child with your husband, or the child came into the marriage with you. What you have to understand is that when there is a child involved in marriage, you have to treat things with care. You have to be cautious of what you're doing in that marriage because somebody is looking onto you. So when it comes to marriages and you have kids in this marriage and they grow up, you file a divorce. After 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, you file a divorce. And these kids watch the process of this divorce, how you took everything away from their father, or you took everything away from their mother. What do you think is going into this kid's head? Because most of you women out there, you wake up in the morning and say, I want to get married. What's the reason why you want to get married? Oh, you want to have a name? You want to be a entitled married woman, or you want the world to look at you as a married person, or you have your reasons why you want to get married. But one thing in that marriage that you are really, really getting that thing for, it's because you want to be entitled to everything. Because most women out there, they believe that as soon as they are married to this man, they don't care how it is, they don't care how they got the marriage license from. Just as soon as they are married to this man, they are entitled to 50% of everything that this man has without no contribution. Some women out there, they sit at home every day. They turn on the TV, they watch all the season movies on Netflix. Oh, they don't fail in any episode. In every soap opera episode, every season movies on Netflix, they are down for it because they are always at home doing nothing. They are not contributing to anything. They are not doing nothing. They have grown up kids. They don't have to do anything. But what they believe is that as long as they are married in that marriage, they are entitled to everything that that man owns when it's time to get out. But what they don't understand is that when you do such thing to that man, you are damaging the future of your kids. And then at the end of the day, there's going to be war in this world. You don't know? I want you to know today that when you are getting married, there are lots of things that you should avoid in front of your kids or your children because they're going to grow up regretting that they either know you or they know their dad or their mother. And I'm going to explain more because I've seen a lot of kids out there suffering from the sins of their father or the sins of their mother. And they ask you, I've watched an interview about a man or a grown-up boy that they asked, "Oh, are you married?" He said no. He said, "Why?" He said, "Because I don't want the same thing that happened to my father to happen to me." Do you know what he means by that? He means that when they were getting a divorce, mother took everything away from the father and left father homeless, left father stranded, left father with no money. And he believes that if my mother can do the same, can do the same to my dad, that means that any woman I get married to can also do the same to me. What does that mean? You are killing our generation, and then there's going to be war at the end of the day when a woman can't find no husband and when a man does not want to get married. In the next generation, they might not even be married anymore. Because now, slowly, we do not believe that marriage is going away. We don't believe that. Slowly, marriage is going to fade away. Nobody wants to get married anymore. More especially our children growing up. So, when you think that you are entitled to a man's half of a man's wealth, well, when all you did was just to sit down and watch all the Netflixes, all the season movies on Hulu, Prime, every TV station, every soap opera, you're sitting down doing nothing. You didn't help this man. You didn't help to support anything. You think you're supporting by cooking. Maybe you think you're entitled because you cooked. Or you're entitled because you washed his clothes. Or you're entitled because you cleaned the house. Maybe that's the reason why you think you're entitled. I don't know. But I'm telling you today that if you do not support your man, you stay at home all the time, and you think that you are entitled to half of his money when things are going away, you are an arrogant person. You are delusional. Because at the end of the day, you are damaging your kids' future. Now, let me point this again. How will you feel when you have a boy as a son, as a child, and the son gets married? And after 1, 2, 3 years, your son's wife don't work. And after a couple of years of the marriage, your son decides to file a divorce or the woman decides to file a divorce. How will you feel when she wants to take everything from your son? Have you asked yourself that question? How will you feel if this woman wants to take everything that your son has worked for years? How will you feel? I know you're going to feel bad. You are a mother. I know you're going to feel 100% bad. You're going to condemn everything that that woman is doing. Oh, you're going to want to lash on her. You want to kill her. You want to do so many things to her. But what you don't know is that you forgot that you did the same to your husband. So why do you want to judge her if she do the same to your son? Why? So women out there, when we do things, we should always remember the future of our children. Because if we don't put the future of our children first, then there will be war in their own marriages. It's just a piece of advice. If you are helping, if you are a supporter, if you help, I don't mean help cleaning the house. I don't mean help, trying to be nice to him or whatever. I don't mean help like that. The help that I mean is be supportive in the finances. If he wants to buy a house with him. Bring some of your money out. Do everything 50-50. When you do everything 50-50, then you deserve 50-50 when the marriage is over. Then you deserve it. But if you don't do everything 50-50, you don't deserve it. You do not deserve it. So, ladies, I want you guys to put your own children in your own shoes of what you're doing right now, wherever you are. And you know that you get into this marriage just because you want to be entitled to everything that this man has. I want you to have it at the back of your mind that when you have a boy as a son, as a child, he's going to get married too. And he's gonna either get married or not get married. Then at the end of the day, if he does not get married, the reason why he does not want to get married is because of what you did to his dad. You took everything from his dad. You left his dad useless. That's the reason why he doesn't want to get married. Or if he decides that he gets married, how will you feel when this woman that sits at home, watch the Netflixes, watch everything about, watch all the season movies, suddenly wakes up one morning and say, I'm getting a divorce and I'm taking half of everything. I'm entitled to half of everything. How are you going to feel at that moment? Just tell me. How are you going to feel? I know you're going to feel bad, terrible, but you forgot that you did the same to that man. So let us advise ourselves. Let us tell ourselves that going into a marriage and with the brain or with the mind of that we are entitled to this man's property is not the best way to go into marriage. It's not. Because what we have to do is that, or what we have to know is when we go into these marriages with that thinking, we are creating generation war. we are creating generation war. We have to understand that we cannot do that. Because when all these kids grow up, they don't want to be treated the way their mother treated their father. They don't want a woman doing that to them. So what they can only do is either they get married or they don't. You are giving these kids the option of not getting married, not to be treated the way their mother treated their father. That's what you're doing, my darling. You know that's what you're doing. When you get into a marriage with being selfish to yourself, like self-important, you're all that matters. Your kids don't matter. Your kids' futures don't matter. Then you are wrong. You shouldn't be married. Because marriage is all about building a home. And the home consists of you, your husband, and your children. So if you think it's all yourself, then you are an arrogant person. You shouldn't be married. So it's just an awareness for everybody to understand what they're doing, because most women out there, they are doing all these things and they forget that this is affecting their children. You forget that. And we don't want that. So let us stop and let us think about the future of our children before getting married. Let us take that that sense of self-importance, that sense of special treatment, that sense of arrogance. Let us take it away from our marriages, because it's going to be a war in our children's futures. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you like it, I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe, because Real Talk with Uju brings you real conversations every day. Thank you guys for watching me today. I'm going to peace out, and I'll see you guys later. And all I want you to do is, men, always stay handsome. And for the women, keep being beautiful. And let us build our future in a safe place. Thank you.